Hi, everyone. I have a question about the ways that I can, or we all can, change our diets to include more underconsumed nutritions, or nutrients, I apologize, such as potassium, calcium, vitamin D, fiber, and iron. I read that these are the most underconsumed nutrients, especially in women and children. So, that's something that I'm very interested in learning about because when I do get pregnant or have children in the future, I want to know what nutrients that I can, or what foods that I can feed them in order to give them the proper nutrients that they need. Um, some of these ways, like potassium, bananas are the number one that people think about when thinking about what foods have potassium in them. Oranges, cantaloupe, dried fruits, raisins, prunes, spinach, sweet potatoes, mushrooms. I was very surprised at some of those later ones, like sweet potatoes and mushrooms. They have potassium in them. I didn't know that. But I also really like those foods, so that was refreshing to me. Calcium, obviously your cheese, yogurts, and your milk. Spinach and kale also has a lot of calcium, and fortified cereals. Vitamin D you can find in beef, egg yolks, some milks have vitamin D added to it, and some fatty fishes. Fiber, you can find that in whole grains, fresh fruits, veggies, such as green peas, spinach, corn, broccoli, potatoes, again, prunes and dates, beans, flaxseed, nuts. All of those are a really good source of fiber, and iron, which I am most interested in. Especially since I'm a woman, we lose iron all the time. But it is also important not to have too much iron because that can be hard on your health, for your heart. But beef, poultry, spinach, and kale, again, was a really good source for iron. Fish, nuts, watermelon. I found that interesting as well. Watermelon has a lot of iron in it, and so does chocolate. Chocolate gives you plenty of iron, so don't be afraid to indulge your sweet tooth with a little bit of chocolate every once in a while, which is interesting. That would be why women crave chocolate right around that time when Mother Nature comes. Shrimp and oysters also have iron, and cereals. Some cereals have a lot of added iron in them, and eggs again. So that was really awesome. All of this information I looked up on WebMD. I also looked to see if WebMD was a credible source. I wasn't really sure, especially since some of the stuff that we talked about where doctors will prescribe supplements but not necessarily consider that you can only have so much supplements and so forth. So that's something that I have some further questions about. If I'm not able to get some of these nutrients from foods in the foods that I have all the time or daily, or if I'm lacking because I'm not eating enough to get iron or fiber or potassium, for instance, what supplements can I add and how much of those can I add? I actually did look that up a little bit more on WebMD, and a lot of it says, talk to a nutritionist to make sure and to do tests on how much you are getting and how much you have in your body already. That way you're not taking too much. But this is all very interesting to me. I'm interested to see what other scientifically reliable resources and places on the web we can go in order to get the right information from the web, since there's so much, quackery out there. But all right, well, thank you.